Hey guys, Jay Anthony, welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally going to do that review. God, so excited to share this watch with you. Thanks for watching the unboxing. If you've already checked that out, I'm going to try to do something a little different on this review. I'd like to, every time I do a review, do it to a higher standard than I've done before. So please let me know in the comments below after you've watched this if you feel that the improvements are worth it. I'm going to try to give you better visualization on the watch and better audio. So please let me know what you think below. But enough about that. We're here to review this freaking awesome watch. It is an incredible piece, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. For those of you that are curious, I'm going to post a picture up here of what the thing weighs. As you can see, it weighs about 136 grams. Some general specs I'll post over here, so you can see general specs on the watch. But I'm going to skip all the talking. We're going to skip right to the review. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. In a nutshell, you should buy this watch. It's awesome, and enjoy the review. Even from across the room, this watch just has incredible presence. I really wish there was a way to capture how pretty this watch is in person. You just don't have to take my word for it. As good as it looks on video, in person, that thing it's just absolutely incredible. The dial just has such a brightness to it. There's a warmth, and it just pulls you in. And the whole piece just has this feeling of solidarity and quality to it that is just really quite something special. And the dial is the dial is actually more of a cream color. I actually was expecting a white color, but in person it's definitely a cream color. And you know, depending on how the light catches it, you can see as I kind of rotate it around a little bit, you get a little bit of a different kind of shade to it. But there is just such a quality to the finish on it too. It's hard to even explain, and I'm not really quite sure how they did it, but there's just such a richness to the color on the dial that it's really something to behold. It's very special. And you can just see too, I mean, everything is just done perfectly. All the lume on all the hour markers, the printing, everything about it is just stellar done. And as you can see too, I just tapped on the crystal. It has a sapphire crystal as well, which is something nice. But everything about this, I mean, even in the case, if we look, hopefully you can see the top of the case versus the side, there's this transition from brushed to polished. And it is done with such a high precision that at first I thought it was two different pieces of metal, because it's just so well done. And the crown too is just a very, very nice touch. The Seiko crown, it looks high quality. There's a beautiful, the way they called it out too, it's just so nice. It's hard to explain. The crown is, as you can see, I can wind it like this. It's not screw down, but this isn't a diver, it makes sense. Traditional functionality, first position, as with most watches, you can use to adjust the day of the week. Excuse me, the date. And then obviously too, or obviously to you guys that are familiar with the 7S26, this movement actually is hacking as well. So if you're familiar with a 4R36 and the newer movements, this being a 6R15, you get that hacking. And as maybe you can see here too, the movement has actually stopped, and I'll pop the crown back in here, and it'll start picking right up again. Now this is the beautiful 6R15 movement, and there's even some beautiful finishing on the rotor, hopefully you can see there. Apologize, it's kind of hard to focus on it like this. The movement is a 21,600 beat per hour movement, and it's regulated, I believe, between plus 25 and minus 15 seconds a day. Now, I've heard people getting better tolerances than that even, but that's pretty decent. I have heard, you know, obviously too, that some are not quite as accurate, but it does seem to be a pretty accurate movement overall. Power reserve is 50 hours, and you know, as I wanted to point out too, that it's kind of hard to see from this angle, but actually the retainer ring in there that holds the movement in, you can see little bits of edges of it as I rotate this around, is actually solid metal too. It's not chintzy plastic. The bracelet itself is pretty well done. The center links, as you can see, are brushed, and the side is actually a little bit of the polishing actually kind of curves up over onto the link itself. The links are all solid, by the way, too, as are the end links. And the Seiko clasp here is a huge improvement over a lot of the lower end Seikos that I've reviewed. You know, even compared to my Monster with the cheap fold over, this is a really nice clasp for what it is. It's a little bit wobbly, but it actually reminds me a little bit of an Omega clasp that I used to have, but you know, it is pretty nice. It's marked Seiko on the back. I wish it said GS for Grand Seiko, but hey, you know, it's a very nice clasp. The bracelet itself folds well, and You know, the watch being 38 millimeters actually wears pretty decent too. Here it is next to my 40 millimeter Rolex GMT Master 16710, and you can see the watch has plenty of presence on the wrist. And again, the dial, that's just what your eye is just drawn to. There's something magnetic about the way the dial is done. It just has this, I can't even explain it. There's just like this brightness to it and such a richness to it. Those of you that are curious, this is the box that it came in. You may have seen this on my unboxing video. It's marked SARB035, which, as you hopefully know, is the model number of this guy. Let me go ahead and get the manuals and stuff out of here. Here's the little guarantee from Seiko watch. This is valid only in Japan. This is being a JDM watch, that would make sense. Japanese domestic market, for those of you who don't know that acronym. I didn't buy this from Amazon, that's interesting. I guess this is from Seattle, go figure. You know, here we got some, you know, Japanese. Hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Nice little card. You know, here's a booklet. I'll be a stereotypical guy, and of course I'm never going to read it. 6R15 on the upper left. There you go for the movement. It has English in here, which I was a little surprised to see, but you know, most of it's obviously in Japanese as well. My Japanese is rusty, so I won't try to read it to you. And then here's the Seiko box. It's a little bit different than the one that my Monster came in, but you know, here's a little pillow, of course, that it sits on, and the little card that came on the watch itself. You know, it's marked SARB. It looks like it's 45,000 yen, and it's kind of cool. I like the black and gold they did there, and the model number as well, SARB035, and then made in Japan. So I'll leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. The watch is absolutely stunning. I'd highly recommend one. I adore it. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think below. Rate and subscribe if you haven't. And I'm on social media now. Links are in the description if you're curious and want to stalk me. Have a good day.